Hi, Mark here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to chapter 2 of part 2 of my doll sloper series. This is the second part of the skirt sloper video. I wanted to give you some ideas on what you can do with that simple skirt sloper, and it just ended up the video was going to be too long if I tried to cram everything into one, so that's why I decided to split it. Yeah, so here we go. And then on this basic skirt, you can, again, if you would want to do like a princess seam gown and carry this all the way down and do panels, you could draw like that. And then, scoop your neck out, do your neckline however you want. If you want to then, bring the skirt in to do like a pencil skirt, obviously you can just take it in on the sides. You don't really have to draw that out, but it would, shape it more like that. But I find what works better when you're altering the skirt pattern is a slash and spread method. So I'm going to show you that and how to do a little flare with, starting with your paper pattern. Okay, so what I did was I traced my pattern onto a bigger sheet of paper, and then I measured the center front down to right past the toes, because if I want to make it a full length skirt, I just give myself right past the toes, and then you can add your seam allowance for however thick of a hem you want. And so this would just be, so then I just added that was 10 3/4 inches. So if I just wanted a long straight skirt, simple, that's easy. But I want to do something more interesting. So I'm going to measure on the doll where the knee is. Where does the knee hit? And that is about 5 1/4 inches. So I'll measure that on my center front. So this is about where the knee is. What I want to do is do kind of a mermaid skirt. So there's the knee. I know I want it to come in at the knee before it flares. So I'm going to look here and see. Okay, well, it looks like I could take about a 1/2 inch at least. Yeah, let's actually say 5/8 from each side. So we're going to mark that. You know what? I'm going to do that with my smaller ruler just because it's easier and I'll bump the table less. So that was the, yeah. So 5/8. Actually, let's just do a 1/2 because it's easier to take it in than it is to let it out. Okay, so then what we'll do is draw a line from that up to the hip curve, right? And fix those later. And then what we're going to do is draw a line from here, where that knee, where I drew it in, straight down to the outer edge, to the outer corner of that. Then I'm going to cut this out. Then to get the flare that I want, I'm going to cut up the center front up to the knee where I marked the line for the knee. Then I'm going to cut across and cut almost all the way through, but not quite, because I want it to be able to do this. And this is your slash and spread method, right? So then what you can do is put this on another piece of paper and spread this out. Spread it out. You can measure, and again, what you could do if you want to be more accurate on your first go around, draw that center front. And what I'd like to do then is tape that down so that then I can move. And then however big a flare you want, you can just move it out a little bit or a lot. But what I like to do then is measure So let's give it like a larger flare. Let's say it's 2.5. And then I'll tape that, and then I'll measure this again. 2.5. So from that center front to this point, oh, you can't see that. So from the center front to this corner, it's 2.5 inches. So then I want to do that on the other side because I want them to be symmetrical. And that's about 2.5 there. Not about, it is. And then I like to tape that down. And you want to connect these lines. And you want to do it in a curve. So you see that there? Then that's going to be your new pattern piece for your flared skirt. And also on this front, what I would do then is just blend these lines together so you don't have this hard corner. So you can use your French curve to do that. Or if you don't have one, just freehand it. And there you go. Let me show you how to do that for the back piece as well. So I'm just going to trace. This should actually be easier because you want your side seams to match. So what you can do is line up your edges there. And just trace that. Okay. Draw a line straight down. That's the end. That's not technically the center back because that's the end of the seam allowance. This is your center back, but it's okay. So, and then I want to do a little bit of like a train on the back. So what I'll do, I think you can see it pretty okay. I don't have much room on the paper, but let's just add what we can. It's about 2 inches. Okay. So I drew a line 2 inches down. So you can see that. And then what I want to do is blend these two together. So you can't really see. So what I want to do is connect this back up to here. You want to blend those two lines together. And you want to remember that your seam allowance is there. So you don't want to have it be curving past the seam allowance. So you want to kind of keep that straight and then bring this down. And I just kind of freehand draw a little line. And that's going to give you, you can see if this is the back, that's going to give you that little bit of a train. So that's an easy way to draft a mermaid skirt from your simple skirt sloper. So, and then what you would do is the same process. Cut these out of your fabric, stitch them up in fabric, try it on the doll, see how you like the fit. Very basic lesson in a slash and spread. Let me show you another thing that you can do with the slash and spread technique that gives a little bit different kind of a detail. So what you'll do for that is, let's say I want to have like a gather or a pleated section. I'm going to have to draw that straight there, right here. And then I would have like these gathers along there. How am I going to do that? Let me show you. And you can see I traced this onto paper again. So I'm going to cut this out and then I'm going to show you what, well, actually, before we cut it, what we want to do is measure where this line is. So I kind of put it, where is that? It's about 1/4 inch over from the side seam. So that's going to be about 1/2 inch because remember, we have our seam allowance added to this piece. So it's going to be about here. And then what is that angle? I don't know, but we're going to say that it is about like so. Okay. All right. So we draw that line. Now we're going to cut this out. I'll show you what we do next. So we cut this out. Then we're going to cut on our new style line. You're not going to cut to the very edge. You're just going to cut to where that you want that to end, right? Then what you can do is you can either measure this out or just sort of eyeball it. What you want it to be, you want to make this piece flexible basically. So I'm going to do about ½ inch, ½ inch, ½ inch, ½ inch. Okay. So I drew those lines because what you want to do is then cut along these lines, and you want them to go right to the edge of your side seam. You're not cutting through, but you're going right to the edge, because what you want it to be able to do is bend and flex. So, or what you're slashing and spreading. So hence the name. When you say it over and over again, it starts to sound very strange, but that is what the method is called. So don't come for me. That's just what it is. Okay, so we did that. Then what we want to do is, what I like to do is tape this down. Just so this doesn't slide around, I just tape my pattern piece down. And then you spread this out. And the more you spread it, the more of a gather you'll have, right? The more, or pleat, you can pleat this too, whatever, however you want to adjust the fullness. But you're just sort of opening this out, right? See what I did? And then you're tracing your new line. So again, I like to tape this down. I try to spread them evenly. Right, and then what you do is you trace along this new line. Okay. This is your waist up here. You trace this and you kind of, you see, I don't follow this exactly here where it's turning. I do kind of grade that line in to make it a smooth transition. You can see, you know, I'll show you here. I'm not tracing it directly where I get this little corner in there. I'm just easing that and making that a nice curve, right? So then you're going to add a seam allowance to this edge and this edge, because remember, you cut that and spread that apart, so there's no seam allowance added to these new seam lines. So you will need that. Then you cut it out and you're going to have something like this. And this is weird looking, but what you do is you cut this out of your fabric and then you gather or pleat along this long seam, and then you will sew that into this seam here. And you can see where it's not quite 1/4 inch all the way down, that so it almost becomes like a dart. So you want to be mindful of that and mark that on your pattern as to how much that tapers in. But after you do that, you will get something that looks like this. So you can see it just gives this, you know, ruched, gathered, whatever you want to call it, detail to the skirt. That's really cool. And then if I wanted to, I could also do one down here, have it coming in a different direction. I think that'd be really neat looking. So that's another way that you can add detail to your pattern through the slash and spread technique. You can use that not just on the skirt, but you can use that on your bodice sloper as well. Any pattern piece. That is something I use all the time, that technique. Now to do a circle skirt, that's a whole other thing. That'll be a different tutorial, because that is it's a little bit of math, but it's actually a much quicker way than you could develop a circle skirt from your sloper, but there's a much faster way to do it. And I'll be showing that in a different video. So just hang tight for those. Then you have your waist seam. You can either attach a waistband to this or just line it with no waistband if it's not being attached to the bodice. You know, if it's sewn to a bodice, then there's no need to add a waistband. But yeah, but if you want a separate skirt, then you would just line that or put a waistband in and line it, however you would want to finish that off. So there you go. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some good information from this video. Leave a comment down below for some other videos you might want to see from me about doll pattern making or doll clothes making, or if you have any questions. The next video in this series will be on the sleeve and how to do a sleeve sloper. So be sure to click the notification bell and subscribe if you are not already, so that you can know when that video comes out and continue along with me on the rest of this series. We got lots more coming, so leave a comment down below for something, if there's something specific you'd like to see, and maybe I can incorporate that in, or if you have any questions, leave those down below as well. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.